What's up guys? Today we're going to make this absolutely amazing Pico de Gallo, which is a fresh salsa. It is so delicious. We're going to get right into it. Some stuff you're going to need is a container to store your Pico de Gallo in when it's all done, a bowl to mix everything in, a nice little handy scraper tool, and a very sharp knife and a cutting board. Oh, and one last thing, little handy tip, an extra bowl on the side to store all your scraps in. All right, let's get into our produce. It's so simple. It's only like 5 ingredients. First up, a nice juicy lime, then a small onion. Now I know some people like to use white onions, but if I'm doing anything that involves raw onions, I like to use a red onion. Next, some ripe and juicy tomatoes. Now how many tomatoes is going to vary by the size and type of tomatoes you use. I'm going to weigh mine, so I'm going to go for about 1 pound of ripened tomatoes. Some jalapeños. Now I wasn't sure if I was going to use 1 or 2, so I took out 2 just to be safe. And of course some fresh cilantro that we just rinsed off. And the last thing you're going to need is some seasoning. Now I think salt is usually more traditional, maybe even salt and pepper. Me, I'm going to use some of my special seasoning, which is just salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And that's pretty much just it. I mean, from now you're just going to prep all your veggies. You want a nice small dice on everything so that it gives it a nice bite. So just cut everything nice small dice, add it to your bowl one at a time. Now I'll tell you a funny story about Pico de Gallo. One of my first restaurant jobs that I got, I was a prep cook in my 20s. So I'd go in the mornings, prep all the meats, vegetables, sauces, things like that. And one of the things I had to make was Pico de Gallo. And at the time, I really didn't like Pico de Gallo, I'll be honest with you. It was just something about like raw tomatoes and raw onions. It just wasn't for me. But I guess as time goes on and you get older, your taste buds change, because now I absolutely love the stuff. I can eat it on anything, which is good because Pico de Gallo has like a million uses for it. You can use it on tacos, burritos, and omelets, which is really good. You can eat it just straight up with chips. You can use it on almost anything that you would want an extra condiment on or more flavor, which I also think I read one time that America's favorite condiment was salsa, which is wild. You think it would be like ketchup or ranch, especially ranch, but no, it was salsa. I'm gonna look it up right now and see if it's true. But yeah, I think it is. Even if it's not first, it's definitely a close second. Even though if it's not first, it deserves to be first because Pico de Gallo is so versatile. Like I said before, you can use it in anything. Anyway, once you get all your ingredients in, you're going to want to hit it with the lime juice, hit it with your seasonings, mix it all up. Then you're going to want to taste this. Very important that you taste this and make sure there's enough salt in there as per your liking. Mine definitely needed a touch more salt, so I added a little bit more. And that's it. Your Pico de Gallo is done and ready to eat. However, I do recommend that you let this marinate in the fridge overnight, or at least for a couple of hours. The salt is going to pull some of that moisture out of the tomatoes and everything else, and it's going to marinate. It's going to become nice and wet and juicy. It's going to be delicious. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. That's it for me. I hope this inspires you to make some Pico de Gallo because it is amazing. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.